My name is Lacey Tanksley. I am the new youth support specialist here at YouthBuild. So I help our current members that are in cycle with their case management needs. So any barriers that they may have outside of program that may cause them to not be successful in program, I help them overcome those, and I also advocate for them and assist them in any appointments that they may need help with or need somebody to go speak on their behalf. So things like DSS, Social Security, maybe if they're apartment hunting, WIC, or any other community program that they're trying to access, I connect them with. I was playing with y'all. I can really do 10 push-ups now, though. That's it. My arms kind of sore, but I tried. I also teach life skills, which is very important because I feel like it's the day-to-day skills that they need so that they can be successful even when they don't have me to be an advocate for them.
8, 9, 10, 11.
I am originally from Rochester, Rock City. The best city ever. No, okay, no, seriously. I grew up in the city of Rochester, east side of Rochester, I guess you would call it. I went to city schools all my life. I went to East High School. That was my high school, my main high school. Rough neighborhood where I grew up. It was a lot of like violence and like drugs, fighting. I probably in my teenage years was a part of some of that myself, like the fighting. But I had some help, and I had mentors who helped me get through those rough times in my life.
Our young people oftentimes are in need of guidance. Mr. Green just spoke of the caring adult. We refer to them as youth advocates. Whatever you want to do in your life, whatever your dreams are, the academics is the pathway to your success.
So my mentor, his name is Don Armstrong. I met him when I was in high school. I was a part of a nonprofit program called Hillside Work Scholarship Connection. I met Mr. Armstrong as a student in the program. He was just an awesome guy, and I felt like he always trapped me into doing like extra, helping him out extra. I was that student that, you know, loved to go volunteer, loved to go help. So he could call me up on a Saturday and be like, "Hey, what are you doing, Miss Tanksley?" And I'm like, So he was a crazy guy like that, and I loved every part of it. He always just gave me advice, and he connected me to things. When I graduated high school, he had me first working nonprofit, working for Hillside as like a secretary. And that's kind of how I first got under the nonprofit umbrella, was because of him. So that was started by working for him. Then I went to college. I went to Buff State. Woo-woo. No. I got my bachelor's in science, individualized studies of culture and education, because I was into teaching, but at the same time I was into the aspect of teaching like a lot of immigrants and people who spoke different languages and had different backgrounds, because Buffalo had a huge immigration population. Then after graduating, I worked in Rochester for a while. I've had several jobs because I always had a part-time job at Wegmans, my home. But as soon as I came back and graduated, Mr. Armstrong kind of had me work for Hillside again. It was another Hillside Children's Center, which is a residential home. So that was awesome. I got to see like even more into the nonprofit life. I got to see what like living in a residence was like for some of these youth. And like that's where I kind of developed the connection of working with youth and their families. That's what kind of brought me, well, relocation brought me to Albany, and that's how I got into YouthBuild. I love working with youth. What drives me to do the type of work that I do and work with the youth that I work with is just because I was somebody who was raised in, like what some people would say, the hood or the ghetto. I don't know what the terms they use now. And that was just me. I was poor, I was low income. My mom had services like WIC and DSS, food stamps, and that was stuff I dealt with. I went to the city high schools where you had to be, you had fear in school, there was bullying. You had kids bringing guns to school because that happened when I was in high school. It was all types of stuff that I was exposed to that I feel like I understand. And I'm not saying that I know the answer for every child, but I feel like I at least understand because I've been there. And so a lot of things I've been through is off of experience. And I just want to help somebody make a life change like the many people in my life have helped me. Like my mentor, Mr. Armstrong, taking interest in me, just checking on me, seeing how I'm doing, keeping me busy on the weekends, even though as a child I didn't notice that he was helping, but just keeping me away from danger and just making sure I was doing something positive. Like, that's what I hope to bring forth to the youth that I work with. And so I just hope that they get to know me and just see that I'm real and that I'm genuine and that I understand. Like, I understand stuff is hard and difficult, but I just want to show them that it's a way that no matter what, they can rise above it and just like do their own thing and become somebody better. My average day at YouthBuild, there are no normal days at YouthBuild. As to hopes, a typical day is supposed to be me coming in, lesson planning Monday through Friday, maybe assisting students to appointments if need be. But my typical average day is all over the place. When I come in, I'm always happy to be like thrown in wherever. So sometimes we have graduates walk through the door. We have students walk through the door and they could have had the worst morning ever. And that's where I come in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't plan to talk to them that morning, but if I see somebody's in trouble or somebody needs help, my normal day, I'm going to help them. I'm going to see what's wrong. I'm going to see what I can do, because everybody goes through something, and sometimes, a lot of times people try not to ignore the kids that are going through something because they're like, oh, they're upset, so I'll just leave them alone. But I'm the person who can't do that. Sorry, it's the mom in me. I'm like, is everything okay? What can I do? I'm here to help. And my normal day is always crazy. Like I said, I get random graduates stopping in, saying hi, saying hey. So I take seconds to spend time with them to see how their life is going. And then I have current members who may have a crisis, may have an emergency, and I'm going to take them somewhere and going to see what they need. And then I'm coming back to teach and pull it all together.